Hey guys, it's Theo here from Real Experience Ball Reviews, and today we're doing a virtual collaboration review of the new Motiv Raptor Rush. We're here with Jeff Ellis from Henderson, Nevada. He is another Motiv staffer. So again, before you have a chance, guys, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. We can keep providing you the best content possible. And if you want some really cool chamois, we got them all different colors. Click the link below, check them out. And DH Lab has some new ball spinners. Right here is the Raptor Rush with the brand new DH Lab ball spinner. I highly recommend it. So before we begin, Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been on Motiv, and let's dive right into that Raptor Rush.
Yeah, I got it right here. I've been with Motiv now just about 3 months actually, and been absolutely enjoying the beauties that they've been putting out lately, like the Sub-Zero and now this Raptor Rush. I come originally from Phoenix, Arizona, but I've been bowling out here in Vegas for almost 10 years now. Don't mind it at all.
Awesome. So guys, as we know, we had that previous video with Chad Reefer, and Chad really showed us that Raptor Rush definitely means business. So we're going to dive in a little bit onto just watching a video, show you guys shot by shot, have Jeff kind of talk about the ball. We'll talk a little bit about the specs as we move forward. So let's do that. All right, so let's talk a little bit about that Raptor Rush of the specs, right? Propulsion FYJ Pearl, Affliction V2 symmetric, 5,000 grit out of box, 248055. That's a really strong ball. So Jeff, tell me a little bit about the Raptor Rush and kind of how the Rush kind of fits in your bag compared to all your other bowling balls that you have currently.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, out of box, I immediately hit this with 4,000 just to kind of take the shine off a little bit, and really gives me a great mid-lane read. This ball automatically gives you a mid-lane read, but because of the way I drilled it also, it even corners a little bit earlier for me. This is a tournament ball. This one right here is strictly a tournament ball, and it has been used in a couple different big tournaments already. Really looks good.
So what do you say to people that, so sometimes we get bowlers who buy products, and you buy any bowling ball, but even the Motiv stuff, they're like, oh, well, out of box, I feel like it's a little bit too much length. Would be changing the surface be something that you would do to get that ball to kind of read to your style?
Absolutely 100%. If you wanted to read a little bit differently, you can manipulate that surface. And that's something that I found already in a lot of these Motiv balls. They allow me to change the surface fairly easily. And it really shows me a difference, whether it's, this ball or anything else that's cut a little bit shiny. I like to take it off just to give me a little bit better of a read overall in the lanes.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. I've personally had a chance to kind of throw the ball a couple times. As everyone knows, I really haven't been bowling a whole lot. I went through stem cell therapy. So far, so good. Feeling great. Really excited to get back out on the lanes and compete and do some more videos for Motiv. But from my perspective, I did throw this in league when I first came back, and I was really surprised how strong it was down lane. So let's watch some shots of Jeff, and let's hear what Jeff has to say a little bit about where he was bowling, what pattern he was bowling on, and just to learn a little bit about his style and also maybe his positive access point as well.
Yeah, you got it, man. So this is the Gold Coast. If you've ever been here, the Gold Coast actually just recently changed their house shot. So this is a really heavily modified house shot, and there's very few areas to play. So I actually started really deep inward with my shots just to kind of see how this ball would react. And that pearl really allows me some length, but it can also, like right here, as I get deeper and deeper, it allows me to play deeper onto the 7-8 board on my break point. But again, this is still at 4,000. So as I'm getting a little bit deeper on the lane, I'm starting to create a little bit more angles. But the thing with this ball, though, that I drilled it, I want to keep it in front of me as much as I possibly can. I'm not hooking it from, standing 40 board all the way to the 5 board on this shot pattern or any of the others. But man, oh man, when I keep it in front of me or keep it relatively close to where my release point is, it's just a really solid tank. You can just see these hits and the way it's taking the corners out. A lot of the time with shiny stuff, it can either store that energy incorrectly or leave me some corners, especially here at Gold Coast, but it just pushes through that heavy mid lane oil. Again, this modified house shot's been really gnarly. off to the left on 3 and 4, actually Darren Tang was shooting, same exact shot, and he was playing with some other equipment as well himself, and he said himself he struggles on this house shot. So it's a really gnarly shot overall. And as you can see, so I kind of started really tight earlier, but I'm still hovering in that 8-9 board with my break point, and I can play all around the lane with that same break point, which is great.
So let me ask you something, right? So what kind of patterns, like if you were to, obviously it looks like it rolls really great on their house shot, but if you were to, per se, go bowl a tournament, what kind of patterns do you feel like this Raptor Rush would be good for you on? And also, what's your ball speed and your axis, by the way, so the audience can know?
Yeah. So first things first, as far as patterns I've thrown on a handful with this ball already. I took this ball over to Utah and I threw it on the Masters, and it gave me a really good look. Short window of time, but it gave me a good look. I had a really great look stepping right into the same zone that we were throwing in earlier with the Bill Hardwick 44 feet. Again, at 4,000. Ball looked amazing, and I wasn't really moving my feet. Actually, I moved a little bit in with my feet, and it really gave me a solid look. As far as my pap and whatnot, so it's a 2.5 over and a 7/8 up. So when you are seeing me throw, I've got a lot of side rotation, obviously. And if anybody's ever seen any of my videos, it's a little bit, more unique of a release for sure. I trigger with my fingers, so I get a lot of revs. I'm usually at least around like 460, 470. I can get up to 520 plus RPM, so I can really get some hook on that ball if I want to. And my speed, it varies, but I'm usually upwards of 17.5, 18 miles an hour. I like to try and match him as best as I can, but I can get lower or higher on both revs or on my speed overall.
Awesome. And what other pearls, like in your bag right now from Motiv, do you absolutely adore? Like, can you name a couple other pearls that you really love?
So I'll be honest with you, with my equipment, we're in kind of a transition period. I've got a couple different pearls. This is my main one, to be honest with you. I do also have the Thrill Pearl, and to be honest with you, I really like that ball in certain situations where it's really bone dry. But my Thrill's solid. I hit it at 5,500, so pretty much out of box. Really get it shined up. That ball, I have 2 of them, and there's a reason, because it's a really solid, good reading ball. So as far as polished balls, I'm also waiting for that new ball to come out. We're kind of still a little hush on what's coming out here soon from the line itself. But this is my main one. I actually just ordered a second Raptor Rush just the other day, and I'm going to drill this one drastically different because I really love the read of this line overall, the Raptor ball.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it rolls phenomenal for you. Yeah, I mean, so because you're a higher speed player, do you typically, I mean, it's interesting because this is a big core ball. So, I mean, do you typically like throwing the stuff with bigger cores? Or, like, I see a lot of your Instagram videos with that Thrill Solid, and it's just like, oh my God, like that ball hits like a truck for you. But I also did see you throwing the Sub-Zero Forge as well. So it looks like you have the ability to kind of use a bunch of different equipment. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think this ball rolls really awesome for you. Is there anything else you kind of want to add? Maybe something you found unique about the Raptor Rush?
I truly, I have been wanting since I joined Motiv to have a nice real particle pearl that I could use throughout, my different days. And now with this ball and the way that, again, I drilled it very unique. I drilled it right up against my valve, really pushing the issue in a lot of ways. Not like I normally do. Usually when I'm drilling this stuff, it's usually a 5.5+ inch pin. And usually that works great, but I really wanted this to corner earlier. I really wanted this to be able to hit like a truck, like you're seeing, and it corner a little bit earlier on these tougher conditions that I'm on. And it really does exactly that. You can see that snap at the end, and that's really what I'm dying for. So a nice little snap on a nice polished ball overall.
Awesome. Well, Yeah, guys, so that kind of wraps up our just little episode here with Jeff Ellis. Jeff, really appreciate you, kind of giving us, feedback on the Raptor Rush. We're actually going to be coming out to Las Vegas. Right, Real Experience Ball Reviews will be out in Vegas November 1st through the 4th. So if you guys are around, be there for this Coach K Scholarship Open. We are sponsoring the event. Hope to see you all there. And again, thanks to our sponsors, Motiv Bowling. I want to give a huge thanks to Brett Spangler, Dan Wilber, Mike Wilbur, all you guys out at HQ for being very supportive. And Jeff, anything else you want to say before we head off?
Yeah, massive thanks on out to Haynes Pro Shop for them drilling this bad boy up. And again, same thing. Many thanks to everyone over at Motiv. Great equipment.
Awesome. All right. Well, stay tuned, guys. We got some really awesome content coming soon from Motiv on Real Experience for all of you. Stay tuned for that. See you next time.